Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Bergren here. It's just after 3 o'clock on Thanksgiving Eve. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Getting ready for the holiday out there for today. We've got a lot to track for you, including the weather, a cold front, and the storm potentially for next week. So, hope you're having a great Thanksgiving Eve. We're live on Fox Local, YouTube, and Facebook. We should be in a second on YouTube and Facebook. There you see a Southwest jet taking off from the runways at MCO. If you're traveling this evening via car, we'll go through that forecast. If you're traveling via air or picking up family or friends at the airport, we'll go through that as well. But we have a major, and I mean major cold front coming in for Friday. Compared to today, it's going to feel a world of difference out there in Central Florida. So let me know where you're watching from. If you have a question, a comment, a concern, we will get to them here. I hope you're going to have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow with your family and friends. But let's talk about here and now because, man, it is warm. Very warm. It's 83 right now in Orlando, 82 in Tampa. Don't forget to click the share button on Facebook and YouTube and the like. It helps our channel. It is actually quite humid out. If you look at the dew points right now, they're pretty elevated. Pretty elevated. I mean, it is pretty darn humid out for November standards. And in fact, this is one of the more humid November days you're going to ever see in Central Florida, with a dew point in the mid 60s to low 70s. This is like late summer level of humidity out there. I mean, definitely. I mean, this is pretty notable stuff. But look at Pensacola up over here. The dew point is 53. That super dry air is going to surge into Central Florida overnight tonight, heading into Thanksgiving afternoon and evening. So temperatures right now across our area, we're at 84 in Bithlo, 85. It's 85 the day before Thanksgiving, Winter Haven. Very, very impressive warmth for the time of year. Temperatures tonight, an enormous spread based on where you are. We're talking about 58 in Ocala, 60 in Daytona, 68 in Melbourne, 54 in Gainesville, 58 Palm Coast, 67 in Orlando. So waking up in the morning, we've got the turkey trot in Orlando. It's warm in Orlando, but it's a little bit cooler, especially once you get from the villages up to the north. And highs tomorrow, again, will vary quite a bit. We're close to 80 in Melbourne, Palm Bay, Mico. We're at about 73 in Kissimmee. We're at about 70 in the villages, 67 in Gainesville. So areas closer to the Space Coast, it gets really warm. Around Orlando, it's just comfortable. Then once you get up around Gainesville, Ocala, it'll get a little bit cooler out there for Thanksgiving. So that's the idea for Thursday. Let me know where you're watching from if you have a question, comment, or a concern. But you can see where the cold front is right now. Clearly where the front is right here. That's the cold front. And look at all this cold. And it's going to feel frosty here Friday. And all of that is coming on this way. Really, you're not going to notice it probably until after sunset tomorrow on Thanksgiving evening once the cold comes in. And you can see the feels like readings right now. It's amazing how Florida and Orlando stick out. 85 in Orlando, 88 in Miami, 47 in Nashville, 23 in Chicago, 17 in Minneapolis, 36 in Kansas City, and all this cold is screaming on into the south heading into tomorrow. So let me know where you're watching from. Let me pull up some of the questions, comments, and concerns here. Leave a comment on Facebook. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Would love to hear from you. So here is the wind chill forecast for Friday morning. Yeah, look at that. So that's the cold we're talking about for going into Friday morning. It'll feel like the 30s in basically everywhere outside of Smyrna, Titusville, Cocoa Beach, and Melbourne. So outside of the Space Coast and a little bit north of there, it's going to be cold. Very cold for Black Friday morning. You can see those there. Those temps are going to be feeling oh so frosty. Watching from I-4 Orlando. Hello, Lauren. How are you? That is my sister watching. Hello, love you. How are you? Yay, Florida, says Lisa. Hello from Titusville, says Elizabeth. Hi, Noah. Can you please Wave to me. There's no other weather person today, William. Just me. Just me. Yeah, it's a little too warm for me. Can't wait for the cooler air. I-4 by exit 65, says Lauren G. Not bad. Pretty good. That's not bad. I like gravy, too. You can have some, Noah. Yeah, it's going to be cold for Florida standards Friday morning. With those wind chills out there. Yeah, so if you're theme parking it with the kids or family or friends, if you're going to any of the Disney or Universal theme parks Friday, it'll definitely be cold in the morning. That's for sure. And you can see those wind chills, again, going to feel like the 30s. So highs on Friday. For Florida standards, this is really chilly. Nothing extreme, but it's really chilly. Only about 60, 61 in Orlando. You know, today we're at 85 with humidity. 63 in Winter Haven, 59 in Ocala, 61 in Kissimmee. So here are the temps, or the, let's see, let me give you the futurecast around Florida. Let's do that. Let me dial this in for you. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Thanksgiving Eve. So here is the futurecast into the weekend. So if you're going to be anywhere from, let's say, Bradenton through Wauchula over towards like St. Lucie County, so anywhere like south of this line, it's going to be kind of cloudy tomorrow. Really pretty gray and dull. And then if you're north of about this line, it's really sunny. And somewhere in between, it's just kind of a blend of clouds and some sun. So here comes the front tonight. I don't know why this is doing this. Give me a second. My computer is being silly. All right, let's try that now. There we go. So here comes the front tonight. If you're around Orlando, maybe a brief shower. You can see that there through the evening. As this front comes by now tomorrow, we got the turkey trot in Orlando. You see there might be a brief shower. Lake Buena Vista obviously being Walt Disney World on Magic Kingdom. So maybe a brief sprinkle or a shower in the morning. It's not a big deal. Not enough to ruin a theme park day or anything like that. And the front goes by. But notice through the day, here's 3 o'clock. Again, places like Fort Myers, Lakewood Ranch, Port St. Lucie, West Palm, Boca, Melbourne, it's pretty cloudy. And then once you get to like the Villages or Daytona, it's pretty sunny. So there'd be a pretty sharp cutoff between big sun on Thursday and a lot of clouds. So sun to clouds, and there'll be a razor sharp cutoff. But for everybody going into Friday, it gets pristinely clear. Here's 11:30 a.m. Friday. Notice it's just totally sunny, very dry air, no contrails up there. No clouds, no cirrus clouds. The upper atmosphere will be very, very dry on Friday, so there won't even be any contrails out there. It'll be super, super pristinely clear, the sky on Friday, but man, it'll feel chilly. Now, I do want to mention a couple of other things, because if you are traveling, we've got some big impacts later this weekend. So let me zoom things out. Notice, we'll include the Midwest here and the rest of the country. Big snowstorm here. Places like Chicago, Minneapolis, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Columbus, Ohio. Very impactful snowstorm. So if you're flying back to the Midwest, or you have family from here going back, or they're going to the Northeast and are connecting out of O'Hare and Midway, major air disruptions Saturday afternoon into Sunday morning from probably a foot of snow. And you can see that there. It's a really big system. Now, of note, I should mention, the game, which I will be watching, Ohio State and Michigan on Fox, that will have snow falling, and the snow will actually increase through the game. There's Ann Arbor, so just to point that out, you'll see that right here on Fox 35 on Saturday morning. If you are a college football fan, it's looking increasingly likely like this year's the game will be a weather game. So that is definitely of note. But there you go. Big front, maybe some severe weather Saturday night, places like Houston, down in Louisiana and Mississippi, some snow up into PA over towards New York, and then maybe northern Connecticut on Monday. But notice this is as far out as our model goes, and you notice by Sunday we'll have a chance. A lot of this energy up here will miss us. There could be a few more showers on Sunday. There's one version of our model. Here's a different. Yeah, notice they're pretty similar. Pretty similar. You can see there, it keeps the front off to our north. But yeah, the point is there's going to be a big system to the north here Saturday into Sunday with very heavy snow up here Saturday night into Sunday. So if you are traveling Saturday night or Sunday morning, that will be a major impact there. But temperatures for highs so far today in Florida have been really nice. I mean, we're going to challenge records, I think, in a lot of places. Let's see those comments again. Let me pull some of them up here. Happy Thanksgiving, Noah, on YouTube. Did you see the GFS spinning a storm in the Southwest Caribbean? Let me pull that up here. That's a good question. So I'll bring this up here. Put this like that. Turn on my mic. The comment. Here we go. I did. So the good news about that, Andy, on YouTube is that ain't going to happen. In fact, the GFS, the model that was spinning this up, I will show you, it's not even doing it anymore. In fact, it's gone. Notice here the modeling. So what you're talking about is the Southwest Caribbean. Notice there's a little storm that forms there out of the upper Gulf Monday, Tuesday next week. That could give us some rain, maybe Tuesday with some storms next week. But look in the, I mean, maybe the slightest hint of like a tropical depression right there. You see it right where the mouse is. But I mean, even that, it ain't gonna happen. The season, I think, is done at this point. Yeah, so good question, Andy, but right now it looks like that ain't not going to happen in the tropics, so that is some good news there. If you have a question, please put it in the feed, Facebook and YouTube. Would love to hear from you here. How's everybody doing tonight? What are you doing for Thanksgiving? I'll be here working tomorrow, so I'll have your weather after the day is over on the late news with Mr. Manny Martinez. 57 in Huntsville, Alabama, says Jerry. Thank you for checking in there. Appreciate you. But yeah, it is a warm day, and I am not complaining. It is very nice. All right, so let's talk travel. Here are the delays right now across America. So here they are. O'Hare is probably the more notable one right now. It was at a ground stop earlier. Now, this is not obviously every airport. It's just a select few. But Chicago flights are really kind of a pain right now. Here at home, Central Florida airports, we actually don't have anything major right now, so that's some pretty good news. No notable delays right now. Thanksgiving across America is going to be pretty good. Look at the temps here. Take this full so you can see it. Look at the temps here. So 44 Philly, lots of sun. 47 in Boston. 43 in New York. 56 in Denver. 34 in Chicago, waking up after some more snow shower activity. 34, probably about 10 degrees below average there. Syracuse, 36. Columbus, Ohio, 35. Detroit, 37. Seattle, 51. And L.A. Checking in at about 74. So here is the Thanksgiving history here in Orlando. Last year it was 77. 82, excuse me. The average high is 77. Hottest ever was 87. Coldest ever was 36. So we'll be nowhere near the coldest and not anywhere near the warmest either. But definitely it is interesting to note there can be a really big temperature spread on Thanksgiving. But again, the headline here for the next few days is going to be this. How it feels out the door Friday morning. Brr, to put it plainly. Yeah, look at these temps. 30s to 40s and 50s. See if I can pull up the national feels like temps for you here. So this is not an early look ahead. This is going to be now, and we'll do for the next, not 0 hours. I don't know why my system is doing this. Give me a second. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. So here are the feels like temps across the country. Take you forward here. Hope you're doing good. So here we go. Try this for the third time. There we go. So notice Here we go into Saturday morning now. I mean, it's not anything major in Orlando. Feeling like the mid-40s, which I guess is kind of chilly. Here we go into next week. Now, notice next week there will be a huge cold shot in the high plains in the Midwest. Look at that. Yeah, very cold everywhere outside of here. Look at some of these feels like readings here. Yeah, -6, -11. So outside of really central Florida and South Florida, it is really cold. Big piece of the polar vortex is going to come down early next week. It does not look like we're going to get a piece of that here in Florida. As you notice here, case in point, next Monday. Here's next Monday. We're looking at 75 in Orlando with sun, and it's 17 in Kansas City, 46 in Raleigh, even 48 in Houston. So there's going to be a huge spread next week. That's the 1st of December, based on where you are across the country. But yeah, it does not look like we're going to get any big cold from this particular outbreak heading into next week. So that is good news for right now. All right, so one more thing on the snow. Here is the lake effect snow potential through Friday. If you happen to be traveling, you got great weather at the Turkey Trot tomorrow. Anything in Orlando's fine, just a small chance of a shower tomorrow. But here we go. So we'll do this through Friday. Sorry, this is being anemically slow. I don't know what's going on here. So here is the snow forecast through Friday. And notice especially areas up in the Northeast and New England. Look at the lake effect snow totals here. Any takers? Had some big snow last night in Minneapolis. But yeah, no snow in New York City. But you see here up by Erie and Buffalo. Look at some of these snow totals. Jamestown, New York, 13. About 19 there. Salamanca, New York, over towards, let's see, Concord, a foot of snow. Very significant early season lake effect snow over by Syracuse, maybe about 3-6 inches. Be a foot up by Kingston, up in down East Canada, almost 30 inches. Yes, this is some pretty big snow. Now let's take this out further in time, because I want to show you the weekend storm here. It's going to produce big snow here. Look at the swath of snow that comes in. Yeah, big time snow. Big time snow total. So if you're flying home and you're going through Chicago, look at some of these snow totals here. Now this is just one model. 9 inches in Chicago. Bloomington, a foot. Kalamazoo, Michigan, 17 inches of snow. Ann Arbor, Michigan, a foot. Southern Wisconsin, 15. Waterloo, Iowa, 12. Indianapolis, 3. Even Columbus, Ohio, maybe a little bit of snow. So if you're traveling back Saturday night or Sunday, national ripple effect from the Midwest snowstorm will be definitely something that impacts you going back, or your family and friends as well. All right, so here's that hour-by-hour forecast for Thanksgiving. Really nice. We got Turkey Trot. We'll have live coverage of that tomorrow on Fox 35 and Good Day Orlando. It's going to be a great day. Is it the brightest? No. There'll be some clouds. Even at times it's mostly cloudy, but just a small chance of a shower. In fact, I don't know why this changed back, but this should say 10% chance of a shower for tomorrow, so it's very small, not really a big deal. All in all, it looks like a really, really nice day. All things considered, is it going to be completely bluebird sunny skies? No. Is it going to be completely gray? No. Probably something in between is how I'm branding it for tomorrow here in and around Central Florida. But again, if you're down by the Space Coast, it could be closer to 80. So tack on 5 degrees if you're, let's say, down around Melbourne, and subtract maybe 3 or so if you're up around the Villages for tomorrow afternoon. All right, let's see the comments. Keep them coming. What are you doing for Thanksgiving, anybody? Hello, William. Hello, Andy. Hello, Lauren. Task is watching. Adam is watching. Hello, hello. How are you? John, hello. Sarah, what's going on? I see Sarah's watching, but not commenting. Hello, Sarah. How are you? I can see that. Adrian, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Yeah. Things are good. I'm going to try to sneak home on Friday for the weekend. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? I'm best man in a wedding. I've got a stag party to go to that I've been organizing Friday night. So that's kind of my main event for this week. Try to see some family quick on Saturday, then be back here in Florida Sundays. I'm probably going to be freezing up there. Just a quick hi, hello, how are you? But yeah, we've don't got a lot to track here other than this front. And you can see right now some of the clouds are starting to come in. Let me bring you back to the radar. I don't think we've done a radar check yet. So here is the okay, our radar is, I don't think that's showing anything. There you go. So here is the current radar. Things are dry, but look up here around Gainesville, Perry, Florida. There's a couple of teeny tiny little showers. This is the cold front right here. Just a couple of little light showers. And on the satellite, you see there's a little bit more clouds up there. So right there, it's going to get cloudier through the evening. This right here is the cold front. And again, it's going to continue to move to the southeast. So clouds will increase as we head through the evening. On the water vapor, you can see there's a little bit of green on there, a little bit of moisture, a little bit of an enhancement off the Gulf at the surface, which is going to help in this little belt. You see this here. As this swings down, it could be a brief shower tonight, and then also again on Thanksgiving. But yeah, across the country, what do we have cooking tonight? Well, there's a few showers in South Florida, first of all. I didn't mention those. Actually, a couple of thunderstorms, even. Our lightning tracker is not picking up a lot, but there's some lightning here. Some decent thunderstorms, more of a summer vibe. Boca, just inland from Delray Beach over towards the lake in South Florida. Yeah, over in the Everglades, some big downpours. So yeah, there's some summer-like downpours. Even down by the Keys, you see that here. Some big downpours here. Not that far from the Keys. So kind of a summer vibe for today. But across the country, the big story is probably today this big Midwest storm with very cold air getting pulled down behind it. That'll push in across the country. And you can see the high-res gusts right now. Now, obviously, we're based in Orlando, so our system is all geared towards tropical stuff. But I guess it still communicates the point. Is look at the winds here in the Midwest. The yellow is tropical storm force winds, so 39 miles an hour or higher. I guess I could change the color table, but okay, yeah, that's not going to look good. So you see some of these wind speeds right now. Tropical storm force winds, so 39 plus mile an hour. Here's the fog and clouds, and you can see big front across the southeast. Severe weather today, not really any present. Tomorrow, not any present. And Friday is actually good, at least in terms of that regard. Fire threat today, there's none of that. Now, tomorrow, interestingly, the Weather Service has put out that there is a elevated risk of brush fires in inland central Florida. In inland central Florida, and that's something we'll watch. And this is all where we have significant drought out there right now. So not that you're going to be burning anything outside tomorrow on Thanksgiving, but definitely know that there is, with the windy weather, the drier humidity coming in, there's going to be the chance of potentially some drought in Florida. So I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. We appreciate you watching here on Facebook, YouTube, and Fox Local. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a safe holiday. We'll see you with much more coming up tonight on Fox 35 at 5, 6, 8, 10, and 11. Have a good rest of your day, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving.